What's going on, everyone? Climate Data Report here with the Sunday afternoon severe weather update. The Storm Prediction Center has now upgraded portions of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama to a moderate risk of severe storms today. All modes of severe weather are possible, including strong and maybe potentially long-track tornadoes. One cluster of storms has been ongoing this morning and pushed through portions of South Carolina and North Carolina. It did produce a couple tornadoes. There's a couple tornadoes that were reported this morning. There is ongoing cells behind us where flash flooding has been occurring, and as you can see here on infrared satellite, we do have another cluster of storms starting to form in portions of Texas. And if you take a look here, you can see this is really starting to get going. So we really have to concern ourselves as we get into this afternoon. Taking a look at the National Hazards Map, tornado watch is up for portions of Alabama and Georgia. There is a severe thunderstorm watch just east of that. And taking a look at the map, you also see there's flash flood watches and flash flood warnings. Portions of Georgia have seen 6 inches of rainfall, which is just truly historic, and they have more heavy rain coming. Here's our moderate risk from the Storm Prediction Center. And I will show you the cities that includes Jackson, Mississippi, Montgomery, Alabama. You're all in this. Alexandria, Louisiana. You're in this. Shreveport, you're just north of the risk, so not too concerned with you, as the same goes for New Orleans. Not too concerned with New Orleans today. Columbus, Georgia, you're right on the edge of the enhanced risk, where it becomes a slight risk. Still, I would pay attention in that area as well, because this risk is going to go into tonight. Here's the tornado threat. It's now up to 15% in these areas. Wind threat is also at 30% now. And take a look at the hail threat. 45% chance of hail in Louisiana and portions of Mississippi. Taking a look at the latest HRRR model for today. Here's the 15Z run, which just came in a short while ago. You can see here storms will form in eastern Texas. They will come up through Louisiana into Mississippi. Additional storms will form out ahead of this in Alabama and in Mississippi. And you can see this just continues to be ongoing. The jackpot time for this sort of most biggest threat time is going to be anytime between about 5 o'clock and say midnight. That's the time that I'm most concerned with. And this is yet again another nighttime event, which is bad. Anytime you have tornadoes at night, you could get a bad situation. And we saw what happened in Mississippi on Friday. These storms then continue east, and a lot of these cells start to become training, which the flash flood threat is there as well. Now let's take a look at some of the amounts that are being projected here by the HRRR model. It's really impressive. Take a look at this. This is amounts of 3 to 6 inches of rain, where you see this purple and even these reds. Some of these reds and near yellow color, that's isolated 6+ inches of rain. So we have to be concerned about the flood threat on top of the wind, the hail, and the threat of tornadoes. Moving on, let's take a look at the FV3 model real quickly, shall we? FV3 model did a really good job with this morning's outbreak. And here's what's going on for this afternoon. As you can see, as we get into the evening, we see an explosion of new cells, with the main cluster coming out of Louisiana into portions of Mississippi. Any one of these cells could contain rotation. Hail is a major threat back here. You could see hail up to 2 inches in diameter. And look how all these supercells just continue. This continues into the nighttime. However, as you get into Georgia and South Carolina, the threat is not as great because you lose the heating of the day. But still, there could be an isolated tornado and wind threat in this area. As we get into tomorrow, the front finally gets more southeast a little bit. But from Louisiana through Florida, southern portions of Alabama and Georgia, you still get this flash flooding threat because cells will be ongoing along the boundary throughout the day. Then late tomorrow night into Tuesday, we have to watch Louisiana. There could be another threat of severe weather. Taking a look at the latest natocast. Natocast is very impressive. It is now not only showing a 15% area, a larger 15% area, it has an isolated 30% area of a tornado today in portions of Alabama. You don't see that very often on natocast model, and that's concerning. Now remember, this is an experimental product, but it's been bullish on this from the start yesterday, and here we are up to a moderate risk from the Storm Prediction Center, so we need to pay close attention to this. So again, if you live in portions of, let's go back to here, if you live in portions of Jackson, Mississippi, Alexandria, Louisiana, Montgomery, Alabama. Really pay attention this afternoon. Be weather ready. Have your no weather service radio next to you, because chances are it could go off this evening if you get under a warning. I will have updates on Twitter all afternoon. You might see me do 1 or 2 shorts on here, giving an update as the event unfolds this evening. Stay safe. Be weather aware. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button down below, and I will see you all again next time. Stay safe, everyone.